Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, GL Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's June 16th, 2021 revised order extending remote participation by all members in any meeting of a public body. This meeting of the Great Barrington Selectboard will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public, parties with a right and requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the town's website. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. Pursuant to Mass General Law 7C 30A Section 20F, to notify the chair of the public body, any person may make a video or audio recording of an open session of a meeting of a public body or may transmit the meeting through any medium. At the beginning of the meeting, the chair shall inform other attendees of any such recordings. This being an executive session, only the town will be allowed to record. Any member of the public wishing to speak at the meeting must receive permission of the chair. The listing of agenda items are those reasonably anticipated by the chair which may be discussed at the meeting. Not all items listed may in fact be discussed, and other items not listed may be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by law. So we start out with citizen speak time. Just raise your hand. Okay, go ahead, Leo Stemp.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Terrific. Am I allowed to ask questions at these meetings?
This meeting is an executive session. If you're asking about short-term rentals, that's not on the agenda. You can make statements. We won't answer any questions during citizen speak for the most part.
Okay, is that in all citizen speak time for the meetings, yes, or just this one?
Yeah, we don't get into debates at citizen speak. If you have process questions or factual questions, we'll be glad to answer those, but we don't get into opinions.
Okay, here's a process question. The purpose of citizen speak time, I guess I was under the impression that, well, I guess my question is, how do citizens have a dialogue with the board? That's the question.
So on our agenda, it says citizen speak time is an opportunity for the select board to listen to residents. Topics of particular concern or importance may be placed on a future agenda for discussion. So what will happen is for short-term rental, once we've hammered out a short-term rental bylaw, we will have a meeting for the public to discuss what we've agreed to. And for maybe we'll change it after we listen to the public. Won't be necessarily a public hearing, but we will definitely have time for public to comment and discuss.
But how does the public have a dialogue with the board before the board makes the decision? That's the time when you want the public to have dialogue with the board. Is that not correct?
It won't be a final decision. We have to have something to work with before we can have a discussion with the public. We will listen to the public. We listen to you at citizen speak time. We read your emails, but it's impossible to wordsmith or come up with a bylaw if we're listening and getting input from 20 other people. It just doesn't work, or 30 or 40 or 50 other people. Like every time we do a sentence, if people want to comment, as good as well-intentioned as their comments are and as helpful, it just gets to be so bogged down that we'll never finish. But we will take public comment, and when I say finish, our version of it. But once we listen to the public, we may change what we've decided on.
Okay. What I will do is I'll send you I'll just send you a couple of questions, and you can, and maybe you can reply if you are so inclined.
Okay, that'd be great, and we appreciate your emails, and we appreciate your comments.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Since he's technically the only member of the public here,
the fact that CPSB is there a problem or not?
Go ahead, Mark.
I was gonna say it will be when we go, technically, it will be when we go into executive session, but we'll remove anyone that remains in the participant pool at that time.
So, we're gonna go into executive session and not return to open session for this meeting. Obviously, we have a 6 o'clock meeting, but that's a joint meeting. Under Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A, for the purpose to discuss, number 3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation, specifically to deliberate regarding a grievance filed by Mass COP Local 350 on behalf of the Police Department for uniform allowance. Do I have a motion?
I move that the board meet in executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, for the following purpose: to discuss strategy with respect to litigation regarding a grievance filed by Mass COP Local 350 on behalf of the Police Department regarding uniform allowance, because an open discussion may have a detrimental effect on the litigation position of the board.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Thank you. Roll call vote. Eric. Aye. Ed.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
And aye. It's unanimous. We are in executive session and